Now, it's a huge 48 hours for Newcastle United. I myself are bricking tomorrow, but I'm excited at the same time. I don't know. But before then, we may be close to a decision about the stadium. Team, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. Now, Luke Edwards has just published a fantastic article in the Telegraph. Now, whatever you think of Luke, I know he splits opinion. I like him, but he very much splits opinion. However, he's been close to the new stadium stuff, as had quite a few of the North East press pack. But we're now getting close to a decision, I think, about whether we expand St James's Park or whether or not it's a completely new stadium. Now, here is a picture from said article, which is behind the paywall, but you know, don't tell the Telegraph and we'll be fine. And it looks as though a new stadium is going to be the offing, around about 70,000 capacity, and it will overlap St James's Park. Now, for those who have kind of watched the channel over the years, you'll know my thoughts and opinions on this. I was very much of wanting to stay at St James's. I'm not a fan of new stadiums. Even when I go on away days, I would much prefer the City Ground or Ellen Road than the likes of West Ham, Tottenham, you know, those kind of places. But look, I think this is the right decision. It overlaps St James's, so it's not really going to feel like a whole new build. Of course it is, but it's the same pretty much, bar a few yards. It's the same location. It's still got that city centre. It's not going to change anyone's journey on a match day dramatically at all, is it? And the fact is, you could build the vast majority of the stadium without having to, A, ground share, which is huge, and B, kind of close off vast parts of the stadium. There will be a time, of course, when the Leazes end will have to close so they can finish. Whether you could do all that over the course of a summer, I doubt it. But again, this is me just speculating. The full article of Luke's is available, of course, to read on the Telegraph website. But look, I don't know what you guys think. By all means, comment in, because it's one that's split opinions so much, and I get arguments from both sides. I really do. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer towards this. This is going to be a kind of once in a lifetime development. So you would suggest that a whole new stadium is probably the safest route to go down. But the fact is that it's still going to be more or less at St James's Park, taking away the kind of arguments of the metro underneath, the kind of extension blocking roads to the hospital and listed buildings and whatnot. This kind of does seem like the safest option, and I think it is the right call. I think it's still going to be able to maintain some kind of St James's Park vibe. Yes, as you see from I'll bring that picture up again for you. Like the pitch is going to be of a bit of a twisting nature. What will you do? What will be the Gallowgate? Will it be a whole long stretch? What would you call it? Or will it be a Gallowgate corner? I don't know. These are very much things for the future. Atmosphere-wise, yes, of course, that is a huge concern. You look at the places like the Emirates, who are only really getting that big atmosphere back very recently, and that's probably only because the team are doing better now. It does take time to get a real proper atmosphere that you've already well established with these kind of older, more traditional stadiums. West Ham's is an absolute shambles, but again, that wasn't a purpose-built football stadium. That was a stadium for the Olympics, which West Ham then inhabited ahead of Leyton Orient, of course. Which it's not built for football. It's not fit for purpose. It's I don't know if you've ever been to West Ham away. If you're on the lower tier, it's okay, but if you're on the upper tier, you've absolutely had it. You may as well take a pair of binoculars with you. But yeah, this is kind of an option to kind of maybe ease both sides of the argument, because it's a big argument and it's a crucial argument, and not even argument, I suppose. Argument is a strong word, maybe debate, I suppose. But again, as I said earlier, there's no real right or wrong answer. because you're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to please everyone. There's going to be really disappointed folk if we do leave St James's, and there's going to be disappointed folk if we don't, I suppose, because you can only extend it so much because of the layout of the ground and the surrounding area that you can't extend St James to be 78, 75, whatever, 80,000. 70,000 is probably about right. I don't know. I think it's sensible. I've got to be honest. And then the training ground that I would expect to be on the race course as well. I mean, unless it is, of course, one of the two kind of main sites, but I would be shocked if it isn't the race course. The Rubens own ARC, which is the arena racecourse company of whom I know plenty about working in the racing industry and on the broadcast side of things, with the Rubens owning ARC, and which is which is the organisation that governs a lot of racecourses, including Sedgefield, Hexham, and Newcastle being one of them. It seems like a no-brainer for that to be the site, to be that new multi-100 million pound complex. I get that it's been frustrating. Yes, it's been a long time coming, but we're now getting to these kind of crunch times, and we're going to see some action, some signs of life in regarding infrastructure, which, of course, we've had the quick fix of the current training ground. It obviously looks 10 times better than what it did when the takeover went through. But obviously there's been cries of the Saudis don't care anymore and you know, they're getting bored. I don't believe that for 1 second. I think that's a load of guff and impatience. These things take a long, long time. And yes, it's been 3 years since the takeover, but look at what we've achieved since then. Yes, PSR is an absolute thorn in our side when it comes to players on the field. And yes, it's frustrating. I get it. I'm just as frustrated, but these are the rules that we've got to abide by, and they stink. Yes, of course, and they favour other teams and they don't favour us. That'll get fixed in time, I'm sure, but you know, we're starting to see things happen now. Hopefully commercial sponsors will follow suit as well. The next kind of argument, I suppose, which needs to address is this: if it is to be confirmed as a new stadium, what is it going to be called? That's going to be a big debate, but one for another day. Would you be happy with it being called St James's Park? Would you be happy being it called Leazes Park? Would you be happy with a sponsor taking it up and you know, having that hundreds of millions naming rights for a stadium, which would then be invested back into the playing side of things? Let me know your thoughts. It's a huge topic, this one, so I'm hoping there'll be lots of you in the comments to share your opinions. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's a really interesting one, but hopefully soon we get an official confirmation, an official announcement from the club. Stay tuned tonight if you're watching this on Tuesday afternoon. Me and Johnny are live with the Athletics' George Culkin. A lot to talk about. We'll be discussing the transfer window just gone. We'll mention the stadium as well, and of course we will look ahead to tomorrow night's second leg against Arsenal. I am excited. I am terrified. I don't know. Smash the like button and stay tuned to NFTV.